Jacksonville Jaguars, WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach, 1010XL, home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars, WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach, 1010XL, home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Game day is underway. This is the Terminix Kickoff Show on 1010XL, live from Tailgaters Parking, presented by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting. Here's Hayes Carline.
Good morning. We are ready for week one. ET here with me, John O'Leary making it happen, Dylan Denmark back at 1010XL. Welcome to week one, Jaguars fans. We have made it, and we're ready to usher in a new era of Jaguars football. ET, tell us your feelings. Baselli, Gladstone, Liam Cohen, the new triumvirate, new vision for Jaguars football today.
Well, once again, this is the beginning of a new era, new front office. 27 new players on the team from last year's beginning roster. Man, I'm excited as always. You know, I'm Mr. Optimistic when it comes to the Jaguars, but at the end of the day, they got to prove it on the field.
They've got to prove it on the field. It's an attractive week one matchup from that regard, I think, because you look at a Carolina team that, frankly, was just dreadful defensively last year. I mean, not just last in the league. They were historically bad last year. The Panthers defense allowed 3,057 rushing yards last season, a 5.2 yards per carry average allowed, and 24 touchdowns on the ground. However, they made up for that by allowing 4,043 passing yards and 35 more touchdowns. They gave up at least 30 points 10 times, gave up at least 36 points 6 or more times, ET. So in looking at it, boy, this seems like an attractive matchup for Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence as they begin this partnership.
It looks like a very winnable, favorable matchup, man. Like the league threw us an alley-oop, but again, like I said, Hayes, we got to go out on the field and do it ourselves. And I think we can. Bryce Young is still pretty young and trying to figure it out, but he came on late last year. What I'm afraid of is that Chuba Hubbard rushed for over 1,000 yards last year quietly. And that run defense that we have is suspect, so we're going to see.
I'm glad you brought that up because Liam Cohen was asked Friday, like, what's an element of the Panthers that doesn't get a lot of talk but that concerns you? And he immediately went to the backs.
Yeah.
He said, Hubbard, he said Rico Dowdle, powerful, well-established guys, two guys that have gone for over 1,000 yards.
He went for 1,000 last year, too.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So they've got two good backs. I mean, people that maybe around the casual NFL fan may not be familiar with their game, but Carolina's got a couple of backs that are incredibly powerful. But for me today, the big story is Trevor. It's going to be throughout the season. And look, there's a ton of storylines. We're going to get to Travis Hunter. Frank Frangi's going to join us in our next segment to talk about Hunter's usage and what he expects to see today. We're going to catch up with some players in the locker room, Foye Oluokun, DeJuan Smoot. So we've got lots to get to. But in looking at it, for Trevor Lawrence, this is the year where you really hope to see an elevation in productivity. What are your expectations for Trevor Lawrence today and for the season?
This is the year, man. This is, although Trevor has had a lot of turnaround with the head coaches, the front offices, but he's been paid like the guy, and he was drafted to be the guy, and ever since he picked up the football, he was the guy. So if Trevor plays well, our Jacksonville Jaguars will do well.
I agree. Let's hear from Trevor Lawrence. One element of this game that I think is really interesting is, so Liam Cohen obviously was the offensive coordinator in Tampa Bay last year. Mm-hmm. And in those two games that he got to face the Panthers, I mean, he frankly shredded them.
Yes.
Both times in kind of different ways. The first meeting is a 26-23 Tampa Bay win. They run for 236 yards in the game. But Baker Mayfield struggled. It was one of the few games that he struggled last year. 1 touchdown pass, 2 picks in that game, passer rating of 69.6, and the Bucs were just 2 of 12 on third down. But they ran it so well, they were able to get the win. And the second meeting, everything went well. Tampa Bay won 48-14 in Week 17. They ran for 202, which is still an incredibly high number, and Mayfield was incredibly hot that day, 27 of 32, 339 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, and the Bucs were 10 of 14 on third down that day. So if you're Trevor Lawrence, obviously you've looked at those games. This was Trevor Lawrence talking Wednesday about Liam Cohen's success last year against Carolina.
It was great. Just to see, obviously, you can watch the other games and you can tell what different offenses are doing, but to see our system and the things that they were doing and be able to know exactly what they were running, what they were trying to run, what the can was, what the protection change was, to see all those things and know what they are, it does make watching it pretty valuable. And having that matchup, that being a division opponent for Tampa and Liam being there, is definitely is a good thing for us as far as just planning purposes and getting ready for this week.
You then talk about Baker Mayfield. We've seen Trevor Lawrence, that there's some sort of friendship there. We've seen, Trevor, post pictures on social media of him and Baker Mayfield and the wives, at a wedding and things like that. So he's had the opportunity to talk to Baker Mayfield. How helpful was that in terms of getting ready to what Liam Cohen is going to ask out of the quarterback?
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times, and gave me a lot of confidence. I've heard great things from other people as well, coming into, whether it's about Liam or the system or whatever. But hearing his experience and obviously what they were able to do last year as an offense was super impressive, and especially as an individual, Baker played really well. So just talking to him, and he's told me just how much I'm going to love the offense, how much it's going to help me and help our offense really just go to the next level, all those things. I mean, he's been a huge help for me and given me a lot of confidence.
So then we get to Friday, and Liam Cohen meets with reporters, and he was asked, have you seen a difference? What's it been like preparing, for a game with Trevor this week, and have you seen an elevated level of focus? I thought this was a really cool clip.
Thought he was extremely locked in. He did a ton of extra work on his own this week. He's been studying the crap out of the plays so he can, spit them out as quickly as possible. I thought he's had a really nice week of preparation. I thought he had a really nice day throwing the ball today as well. You could just see some of the confidence and zip and, feeling more and more comfortable with the plan. And hopefully we can get him off to a good start, get the ball, spitting out of his hands, keep it moving, and get those guys some touches early.
What are your expectations for the passing game today?
Man, listen, something that I took away from Coach Liam Cohen during one of his early pressers is we are expecting to light up that scoreboard. And we light up that scoreboard, man. It's going to be nice here in Duval. So that's my expectation, man, scoring a lot of points this year.
Yeah, and obviously it's got, I think, a good chance to start today. I mean, again, Carolina, we'll see. I mean, they've revamped some things. They're getting Derek Brown back healthy. The talented defensive lineman. But, again, it was a defense that they weren't just last in the NFL in scoring defense. They were last by like 4 full points, which you just never see that kind of a discrepancy. And, they then used their first-round pick on a receiver in Tedero McMillan, which we'll get to. I mean, that causes a problem. But in terms of looking at it from a Jaguars offense versus defense situation, certainly very favorable. Before we get to Frank Frangie in our next segment, what are your expectations for Travis Hunter? Let's get your thoughts really quick on how you feel like he'll be utilized today.
Well, Hayes, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the morning of the draft, I predicted that the Jags should move up and draft Travis
Smart
Hunter.
Man.
And that's exactly what they did. And my expectations, man, you make a bold move like that, you're going to feature him, man. I expect big things out of him because he's going to get the opportunities. As the second overall pick in the draft, they're going to feature you. Now, I understand Brian Thomas is our man. He is our big dog, but I think he likes it like this with all the attention being shined on Travis because he a quiet storm. So let's not sleep on that as well. But I expect Travis to do very well in his debut in that teal today.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with him, how he's handled everything from an operations standpoint. He's obviously an incredibly smart player in person. He did very well academically at Colorado as well. So it will be a lot of fun. It's extraordinary. What we're going to witness today is something we really haven't seen in the NFL and arguably in 60 years in terms of how much he'll be deployed on both sides. And what a story today if he is able to produce as a receiver and make a play or two at corner.
Yeah, there are stories out that he's going to be primarily on offense, a full-time receiver, and used situationally on defense. I just hope that he gets to start on defense and start on offense because, it's, like you said, it's been 60 years since we've seen something like this. So for us to get a chance to make history, it'll continue to write a story.
Absolutely. Let's set the scene for you as we head into our first break. Frank Frangie will join us next, the voice of the Jaguars, to talk about all the storylines in this game. We're going to catch up with Foye Oluokun and DeJuan Smoot. We're going to break down the injury report. We'll give that to you. We're going to give you our keys to the game. Lots to get to in terms of that. We're going to go behind enemy lines. ESPN's Panthers beat writer David Newton will join us in our second hour. Looking forward to that. So lots to do. We'll have our brackish segment that we always enjoy at the end of the show, and we'll give you our final picks. You are listening to the Kickoff Show on 1010XL. Frank Frangie up next. Thanks for listening.
Yo, you already know it's your main man, E.T. And no one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails, served over ice balls, local craft beers, and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Rounded out with adventurous drink menus, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Check them out now on Atlantic and Kernan. Twin Peaks, eat, drink, scenic views. Come on, somebody.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Bellard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish. And he's listening to the Nimnicht Outdoor Show.
With tips and stories.
Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now with the big BOGO event. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at everbank.com/London.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
Welcome back to the Kickoff Show. We are pleased to be joined with voice of the Jaguars, Frank Frangie. Frank, good morning. What a glorious day this could be in Duval. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Hayes. Thanks for having me on. And I will tell you, I was thinking about this. We thought about it all week. It seems like forever because there have been so many storylines and so much excitement around the franchise, right? From the minute the changes started, Doug Peterson, Trent Baalke, Tony Baselli, James Gladstone, Liam Cohen, Travis Hunter. I just ran off a bunch of names, and they were all stories, right? And we've been waiting to see what it really looks like on the field. So I am jacked up, ready to go, and it's going to be a beautiful day at the bank, and I can't wait.
Let's start with Travis Hunter. How do you expect that he'll be deployed today?
Yeah, what I mean, Hayes, you and I talked about this. I've said this the day he was drafted. I haven't changed much. I think he's going to be a regular part of the offense, and I think he's going to be on the defense on get off the field downs. I told you that the week after he was drafted. We talked about that all summer long. That could change eventually. Adam Schefter got kind of a kick out of it yesterday. He kind of reported that. And look, Schefter does a great job. He and Rappaport and all the NFL reporters do a great job. But he kind of reported what we've been saying all along. He's going to be a starter on offense, and I think he's going to play on get-off-the-field downs on defense. Hayes, I think on third down he's in there. On fourth down he's in there. In the red zone he's in there. At the end of the half he's in there. At the end of the game he's in there. But I don't think he's going to be a regular member of the defense to start the game. I think he'll be a regular member of the offense. That could change. As we've all said and as Schefter reported, as the season goes along. But I think for now, he will be a regular starting receiver in the three wide receiver set, and then I think you'll see him some on defense when they need it.
Frank, man, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate you.
E.T., great to be here, brother. What's up?
Yes, sir. So one of the big storylines was Trevor Lawrence, whether it's his contract, whether it's his shoulder, how he will play. What are your expectations just on today?
Well, I think Trevor is going to take a step forward, and it's bigger than today, E.T. This is bigger than today. This is his fifth year. He got the big contract. He's gone through the learning phase, if you will. Quarterbacks tend to step up around this time, their fourth, their fifth, their sixth year, and I think Trevor's ready for that. So it's more than just today. I think he's healthy. I think he's ready to play. I think and I hope that Liam Cohen's offense can unlock in Trevor some of the stuff it unlocked in Baker Mayfield. I believe it can. I heard you guys talking earlier about and Trevor talking about the relationship with Baker Mayfield and what he's learned about Liam from being around Baker. I think there's truth to that. I also think this. I think young quarterbacks really benefit from an offense that really goes through the particulars. The footwork really matters. How many steps you take, what foot's ahead and not behind behind in the shotgun. Trevor's always had his right foot up. Now his left foot's up. I think that kind of detail, it seems like if you don't know football, it seems like you're overthinking it. Does it really matter where your foot is when the ball's being snapped? Well, it does matter. And I think Trevor's a guy that probably hasn't had that kind of detail in his life before, and I think that will help him. I think we've seen it in practice. He's had some bad practices, but he's had some good ones. This is a big year, E.T., not just today. This is a big step forward year for Trevor. It's critical that he is. I believe that in all my heart. He's got to be good. He's got to be good in what I think will be a play-action offense. I think they're going to run the ball. I think that's who Liam Cohen is. But it's a big day because it's a big year for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Frank, you've talked about the importance of that ground game. And again, I go back to how Jim Harbaugh came in with the Chargers last year, inheriting a big-time quarterback in Justin Herbert, but a quarterback that maybe hadn't reached his full potential yet. And what did they do? They based it very much on the ground game early on. As the season got into its second half, they opened it up a little bit more. And now you see their first game in year 2 with Justin Herbert. And obviously now he looks like he could be on the precipice of making perhaps a run at the MVP with how he played in the victory Friday night against the Chiefs. Do you sense that that could be kind of the similar blueprint here for Liam Cohen, is to really beef up that ground game and let that be the focal point and give that is the foundation piece for Trevor to kind of get settled in and get comfortable with what they're asking of him?
200%, Hayes. There's a lot to unpack there, but all of it is correct. Number one, when we think of these coaches that are their own play callers and were quarterbacks, we think passing, right? We thought it was Spurrier. We think it was Harbaugh. Now with Liam. What we lose sight of, or shouldn't lose sight of, is every one of them want to run the football. Jim Harbaugh won a national championship in college and got to a Super Bowl as an NFL coach by having tough physical football teams that run the football. We lose sight of that. Liam Cohen has been that guy. He wants to run the football, not just because your quarterback needs it and you need to do things out of play action, but because that's what works. So yes, I think the Chargers are a good model. I think that's a good explanation of what they're going to do. But I think even without that, they want to run the ball. Hayes, they had 2 good running backs, 2 drafted running backs in Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby, who were both good players. And then they went and drafted 2 more running backs. They really tried to upgrade their offensive line. Frankly, the physicality of their offensive line is where they got Robert Haynes, it's where they got Patrick McCary. And that's why they're elated that as the Cleveland had the best camp of his life, they want to run the football. People ask me, what do I look for? I talk to people all the time about this game, right, in this season. Hey, Frank, what's to look for? I'll tell you what to look for. Look for a team that's going to run the football. I would be very, very, very surprised if this isn't a team that really ran the football. What other thought about it? Think about, Hayes, and I know you know this, we all talk about it, the beginnings of the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay, when they first started, all right? Mark Brunell is on the wall, and he deserves to be on the wall, along with Tony Pacelli and Jimmy Smith. But you know who else on that wall? Fred Taylor's on that wall. And you know who was here when they went to the playoffs, when they started? Natron Means. Remember Natron Means running crazy in that 96 run? Good teams are physical. Good teams run the football. Passing is pretty and fun to watch, but teams that run the football win, and I would be shocked if the Jags aren't a team that runs first and runs effectively under Liam Cohen.
Frank, last year we had 9 total turnovers, and 2 players accounted for about 90% of our sacks. Who was our defensive coordinator last year? Nielsen? Neil Sorry.
We're trying to forget.
Yeah, Neil
right.
Sorry. But in comes Campanile, and the energy that he's provided just through the airwaves seems different. What is your take on what you think he's going to instill in this defense this year?
A couple things, E.T. I think there'll be a zone defense. They were a lot of man last year. Last year, if you combine the man with the match zone, which is sort of man, that's all they played. They were either they're almost always in man or a match zone, which I think really is a man, right? That means you're in a zone until you pick up your guy, right? So that's what they played last year. They weren't fit to do that. I think it'll be very different this year. Now, nobody plays zone all the time, but I think it's a zone defense with guys having their eyes on the quarterback. What does that do in terms of sacking? Well, number one, you're playing a little deeper, so routes have to go a little deeper. So that means you cover a little longer. So I think that'll help the pass rush. I'm still not sure what they'll be as a pass rushing team. Anthony Campanile very, very wisely didn't show much in the preseason. He's never been a coordinator before. Will they be a team that blitzes a lot? Well, I don't know that yet, E.T. We're going to guess at that. But I think the fact that they're a zone team and they'll sit back a little bit, which means they'll cover longer, I think that makes them a better pass rushing team. And then I'm interested to see what they do with their pass rush. In nickel, will Dennis Gardeck, who's really their starting Sam linebacker, but a Sam linebacker doesn't play much in nickel, will he be in there? Will Trayvon Walker be inside some? How will they use Smoot some? Will they use Agba? How they deploy the pass rushers is going to be very interesting to see. Because, you got to get some takeaways, and teams that get a lot of sacks get a lot of takeaways because quarterbacks start rushing. So, it'll be interesting to see how he deploys. They'll be more of a zone team than a man team. I think we figured that part out just by watching. But I'm not exactly sure what he'll be in terms of pass rush, what kind of a mix, what kind of a blitz package, how much blitzing. That'll be fun to watch because I don't think anybody knows that yet.
Yeah, Frank E.T. brought up a great point in our first segment about the Panthers, and they've got not just Hubbard, but Dowdle, two really good physical running backs. The defensive tackle position I know has been a concern of yours for a while. Do you feel any better as we get to week 1 about that group?
I'll feel better. I'll know better today. Is that a good?
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that a good duck the question answer? Do you think? I mean, so a good duck the question answer. I'll say that. I'll feel better about that today when I have my dogs barking. I apologize for that.
No problem. But, say hey to Pugsley for us.
I'll feel better about that today. I don't know. I'd be lying if I said I feel better because I don't. I think Devon Hamilton, I hope he can become what he was. I hope Eric Armstead has something left. I believe he does. I like the fact that they went and got Austin Johnson. I like the fact that they went and got Colin Sanders. I think that makes them better. I still think that's an area of the defense that I'm most concerned about. And I'll tell you this too, Hayes. If you talk to people in Charlotte, I know you've got a guest coming on that covers the Panthers. I can tell you, Dave Canales, his mantra this year is be more physical, be tougher, be the most physical team, be the more violent team. So they're saying all the same things in Charlotte that everyone's saying around here. You got to be more physical. So where does that collision course land, right? I mean, two teams that weren't physical enough last year that have talked about it. Here's the other thing, too. I think Jaguar fans, all of us, felt like the Jags caught a break by opening with the Panthers because the other games are tougher, and the Jags are a 3.5-point favorite. I think people expect the Jags to win. Well, in Carolina, they think they caught a break. I hate to say it that way, but they do. They're 5-12 last year. They're playing a team that was 4-13 last year. So I think in their mind, we got some tough games coming up, but we caught a break that we get to start with Jacksonville. So I think both teams feel that way in their cities. I think the Jags are going to win today. I think the Jags are going to have a pretty good team, but I think both teams sort of feel that way, and I think that's kind of where this whole thing that's where the collision course is in my mind. I hope the tackles play well defensively. That's the part on the defense that I'm still the most concerned about.
It doesn't look like Carolina will have left tackle Akeem Aquano as he recovers from the emergency appendectomy. They list him as doubtful. I can't remember the last time I saw somebody listed as doubtful playing a game. Expectations for Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker today and also for the season?
I think they're going to have a big game today. I think they are revved up and ready to go. That's part of it. I think, I can't imagine that Aquano would play in this game. I mean, he did just have an appendectomy. That means Brady Christensen's going to be their left tackle. He's just a guy. He's been around a little bit. He's a fifth-year guy, but he's just a guy. He's not starting for a reason. I would think they're going to play well. Again, back to what E.T. asked a minute ago. What is Anthony Campanile going to do defensively? That's something I don't think any of us know, and they've been wise in not letting anybody know. Will they be a blitzing team? Will they be a team that sits back? I think we have a pretty good idea they're probably going to be a zone team just from watching. Again, he's not showed his hand, but we've watched, right? We watched these preseason games. We know what he was and what Green Bay did. But I don't know how, from a packaging and a blitzing standpoint, a pressure standpoint, what they're going to be. I think if they help Josh and Trayvon a little bit, Hayes, then they'll be really good. They had no help last year. They were playing man coverage. Everybody was always open. They had the wrong guy. They had very poor tackle play. Those guys had no help. And Trayvon still had double-digit in sacks. So if they give those guys a little bit of help, I think they could have a big year.
Frank, my last question, man. Today has to be a great day for you and Hayes specifically. And the reason I said that is because about what time did y'all kick off yesterday? 4 o'clock, the Gators? And USF, like, my mother used to take some blood pressure medicine and it worked for her. How are y'all feeling after last night?
I'm numb. I'll let Frank answer. When you lose every other game you coach, it's hard to be devastated when it's his 20th loss.
Today is very important for you.
Yeah. Please, Liam Cohen, rescue us. But Frank, floor is yours.
Yeah, E.T., I want to answer. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm trying to follow it. Okay. I know there were college games yesterday. I think I'm referring to the college season. I don't follow it all that close, so I don't know. I'm not really sure where. I know there were some college games yesterday, and so it sounds like to me you're referring to one of the amateur games played yesterday. Is best I can follow it. So, but again, Hayes. I don't mean to duck questions, but I'm not quite sure where ET's going here. So it seems as though there was a college game people are talking about. My guess is that's where we're headed with this. Okay, and beyond that, it seems as though a very poorly coached college team is what we're talking about. And again, I'm just guessing, trying to piece it all together. I'm numb. I've given up. And E.T., I hate college football, okay?
Oh, dear.
And frankly, I hate people, okay? So the two things in the world, I hate college football and I hate people. So maybe that gives you an idea where I am. Hey, is that a good answer?
I think it's a great answer. We'll get you out on this, Frank. What's your prediction today? How do you think it goes?
I think the Jags are going to win today. I think the Jags are going to have a good year. Now, listen, I'll always temper that or preface that by saying I'm that guy, right? I'm the guy that's half full. I'm the sunshine and rainbows guy. I'm also the play-by-play voice of the team. So you kind of have an idea where I'm going to go with these answers. But it is my honest opinion. Hey, I like where they are. I think this Liam Cohen guy's going to be really good. I think this thing they've built with Tony Baselli, James Gladstone, and Liam Cohen, I buy it. I truly buy it. I'm really excited about it. I will tell you this. I was around people where I live, people I play golf with the whole weekend, and every time I bumped into somebody, without exception, every time I bumped into somebody, it was, man, I can't wait for Sunday. Man, I can't wait for Sunday. Man, I'm excited this year. Man, I'm more excited than I normally am. No, look, we're always that way when the season starts. All of us are. But I think there's more of that than there's been in a long time. I think the Jags are going to win today. I think you're going to see progress with the offense. I hope the defensive line holds up. That's my concern, as you asked earlier. But I think the Jags are going to beat the Panthers. I think they're going to get off to a good start, and I can't wait to call it.
Great stuff, Frank. We certainly appreciate your time. Have a great call today, and we will look forward to talking with you soon.
Thank you, Frankie.
All right, fellas. You guys sound great. Thanks, fellas. Talk soon.
All right, Frank Frangie does such a wonderful job, and we certainly appreciate his time. When we come back on the Kickoff Show, we're going to go look at the injury report. Not too bad this week, but we'll give you the fair and fair injury report, and we'll dive into the locker room, try and catch up with Foye Oluwakan and Dewan Smoot. You were listening to the Kickoff Show on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
New coaches.
The future. That's truly what's exciting.
New players.
I bring the juice every day.
New season.
We've done some great things this offseason.
This is where the dream begins, and Duval is downright ready.
Time to go.
Now, it's for real. Jaguars, Panthers, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars, 1010XL.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Chip Davis, director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. We are fast approaching our 16th annual tournament benefiting the Jacksonville School for Autism. With the help of our amazing community, we raised over $1.4 million the last 15 years. This year's tournament will be held at Palm Valley Outdoors on the Intercoastal Waterway. Captain's meeting is Thursday night, October 9th, and the tournament is Saturday, October 11th. I'm inviting you and your family to come out and enjoy our tournament festivities, raise some money, and support autism awareness. Special thanks to U.S. Army Recruitment Jacks for their support. Flounder Pounder for Autism 2025. See you there.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone.
I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Friday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL's Gator Bites podcast wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now with the big BOGO event. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Tired of plumbers trying to sell you instead of help you? At Superior Plumbing and Pipeline, and we do things differently. We hire real plumbers, not salesmen, and we never pay commission. That means no upselling, no pressure, and no unnecessary repairs. Just honest, expert work at a fair price. So the next time you need a plumber you can trust, make the superior choice and call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, where quality comes first and honesty is standard. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. No commissions, just solutions. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a dandy today.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacressporting.com.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timaquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Jacksonville is my hometown and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. The personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah present this injury update. Farah and Farah,
Jacksonville,
exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back to the Kickoff Show. ET and I are here at Tailgaters. Yeah. Little sticky right now, but the weather's very nice. We've got beautiful day. There's a little breeze. We've got John O'Leary here running the show for us, so feeling good about it. Let's get into that injury report. So Wyatt Milam, the rookie guard, he is out with a knee injury, and Monteric Buster Brown, the corner, out with an ankle injury. But other than that, ET, really good injury report. I think if you're Liam Cohen, you absolutely would have signed up for this injury report going into week one. Obviously, it's disappointing about Caleb Ransaw going on IR, but pretty healthy squad compared to some of the other 31.
Yeah, I would be very more than satisfied with a pretty clean injury report. Wyatt Milam, a rookie, as well as Monteric Brown, who could have provided some support today. However, like I said, I'm pleased with the clean injury report.
Yeah, and on the Carolina side, pretty significant injury. Their left tackle, Ikem Ekwonu, who they took 6th overall in the draft a few years back, so a very talented player, had an appendicitis surgery, an emergency appendectomy a week or so ago, and is listed as doubtful. I can't imagine he's going to be able to go and block. I mean, I can't imagine he's going to be able to play at all, but particularly knowing Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker would be awaiting.
Now, if anybody knows me, they know I'm injury prone. And the appendicitis is something that I also had to deal with.
Oh, have you had that?
Oh, my goodness. Man, oh, man. It's painful. And that comeback, it's
you
not
don't
easy.
think there's any chance?
Ain't no chance, bro.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. So, again, David Newton, who covers the Panthers for ESPN, he's going to join us in about 40 minutes, so he'll obviously give us the latest on that and how Dave Canales will try and maneuver not having his left tackle. And, again, they haven't ruled him out. He was listed as doubtful on the final injury report, so we'll see, but certainly looks unlikely that Carolina will have their left tackle today. Let's go inside the locker room. Had a chance to catch up with a couple of defensive guys this week. We're going to start with middle linebacker Foye Oluokun. E.T., what's been your opinion of Foye as a Jaguar?
Foye has always been one of my favorite Jags. Being in the locker room, kind of building a relationship with him based on shoes because he's a shoe fanatic, but also just on the field, he's a true leader. One of the smartest players you will ever meet. Knows where everybody's supposed to be, makes plays, and again, he led the league in tackles 2 years in a row. A true baller.
Absolutely, and now he's back to his more natural position with Anthony Campanile running things. Again, going back to that Ryan Nielsen just debacle last year, having Foye play a different spot after you pointed out he'd led the NFL in tackles 2 years in a row, just unbelievable. But it's a new staff now, and it's a new year for Foye Oluokun. This was his thoughts catching up with him Friday in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars linebacker Foye Oluokun here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How's everything going?
Going good. Everybody getting excited, geared up for the game. So it's good vibes around here. Just excited to get on the field and play with the boys.
What's it like the 48 hours before week one?
Good nerves, good anxiety, just anxious to get out there, but, going to enjoy the whole thing. Going into this Fast Friday, then tomorrow will be the day before. I'm excited to get back on the field again, and play meaningful football.
They've got a really strong ground game. Obviously, they've added to it, but Chuba had a great year last year. What stands out about how Carolina likes to run the ball and the backs that they have?
Even when I played them back in my first 4 years, I just knew they had that identity that they were, a little bit chippier and stuff. They really pride themselves when they move the ball on the ground. So we have to take care of that, stop the run first. And Chuba does run the ball hard. Even for his size, he likes to carry himself like a bigger back, still explosive, streaky runner, lowers the pads well, run through contact. So everybody kind of has to be ready to attack that and make sure we swarm and populate the football.
It seems like they've got a couple young tight ends that may be on the precipice of doing some good things. Sanders, and anything stand out about the skill set they have at the tight end position?
Yeah, they're able to do everything. Sanders, I think, is more of a receiver type, but he's still a bigger body to block some. And then Treble, I believe in him, 82. Yeah. I played against him a couple of times, so I know he's very versatile as well. I think they have a rookie, 84. See what they want to do with him. All of them kind of have similar body types. Maybe Zero is more of a receiver of the three, but, they're all able to do everything.
Congratulations on being named a captain again. Foye, what does that mean to you to have that honor from your teammates and coaches?
It's definitely an honor. Obviously, I play the game to kind of feel respected from around the league, but in the locker room, I think is most important. And, I don't really try to go outward or outside of myself to be a leader or anything like that, but it's cool, what the work that I feel I put in is being respected, and then people can follow me with that, or I bring people along as well just to make sure everybody's playing at their best.
What kind of strides do you feel like you made since training camp began to get better at what you do?
One, when you got a new coordinator, understanding the defense. Two, kind of self-scouting myself, understanding how I can slow my own game down some and kind of just process what I see instead of always being a little bit too jittery, reacty. Kind of process what I see and anticipate more, play a little bit more smooth. So I'm excited to go out there and show that.
You guys added at the defensive tackle position with Austin and then Colin. How do you feel about the D-tackle group getting Eric back and Mason?
they're big guys who have done it at this level already. So I like, their techniques they play with, and they understand the game and how to grind out blocks or when to shed a block and all that. So building the wall is kind of the name of the game in the run, so we can populate it, but they all do their job and they know how to get theirs as well. So D-line goes off. If you have a forceful D-line, it makes my job easier.
I wanted to get your defensive perspective on Brenton Strange. It seems like he's made some good strides this year. What makes Brenton, in your opinion, or what have you seen out of Brenton in terms of his development?
Kind of more fluidity in his routes. I think he worked on that in the offseason. He's always been a dog, kind of gritty, grinded out blocker as well. So he's willing to throw his nose in there in the run game. So really being himself, he's not too up, not too down, kind of a go with the flow type guy, but he definitely has that aggressive mindset in football. So it's cool to see him his game takes his kind of molds from his personality, and want to see him go off this year.
What are some good things you've seen out of the individuals in your room at the linebacker position?
Very smart, and a lot of football has been played in that room. So just bouncing ideas or bouncing what we see off of each other, talking football a lot, and then everybody wants the best for each other.
Oye Luakan, thank you so much for your time. Certainly best of luck to you on Sunday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think he's going to have a really big year, and he's such a critical part to the communication piece, as you mentioned, the football intelligence piece, and I think another season of, if he stays healthy, 170 tackles.
I agree with you, and with Campanile now running off or defense and letting Foye be Foye, I can't agree less. I can't agree anymore.
What do you think about Dewan Smoot? It's good to have him back here.
It is. Smoot, man. And he's going to do exactly what we need him to do. We don't need him to go out and get us 10, 12 sacks, man. Smoot's going to be that high-character guy in the locker room, and he's going to be a leader on the field. Give me about 4 or 5 sacks, Smoot. Let's go.
Yeah, and he's proven he can do that. He's done it several years here, and I agree. We've yearned for that supplemental pass rush beyond Hines Allen and Walker. And James Gladstone delivered it this offseason. Emmanuel Ogbah, I thought, was a savvy signing. Certainly Dewan Smoot. And, and they've now added a couple undrafted rookies that they really like that have made the roster. So you're starting to see that group round out into form. Gardeck as well as somebody that could potentially give them some pass rush as well. But Dewan Smoot, what an interesting story. A third-round pick here back in 2017 and really had a great Jaguars career. Got hurt, ended up going to Buffalo for a year. Now he's back, but it's such a good presence in the locker room and an important player. And as you pointed out, if he can give them 5 sacks this year, that would be incredible. This was Dewan Smoot. I got a chance to catch up with him in the locker room earlier this week as well.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars defensive end Dewan Smoot here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, I've been looking forward to talking to you since you've been back. It's so good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to be back. Yes, sir.
What's it been like getting back in the groove of being a Jag?
It's been great. I mean, just being back home with my brothers, I'm seeing some familiar faces and others, that aren't as familiar. But I feel like these friendships that I have here are long-lasting, and I'm just so happy to be back for sure.
Yeah, what's it like being back with Devon and the guys?
It's so great. I mean, we really didn't miss a beat. We trained together during the offseason, so we're kind of getting tired of each other now.
Ready for Carolina, I'm assuming, on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely ready for Carolina. We're ready to stop hitting each other and, actually go against some competition. So,
Dewan, what stands out about the rotation that you guys have? Because it seems like it's very formidable, throughout the room.
Yeah, one through 6 we got now. It's very formidable. It doesn't matter who's out there. We're not gonna miss a beat. Me and Og being back there, we're both vets. We both seen everything. So I mean, our transition is just backing these guys up. But I kind of even look at it like I'm backing them up. It's like we're all the same. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who's out there. We're all collectively trying to get a W. So,
how have you gotten better as a player since you were here before?
I've gotten healthier. I've definitely gotten healthier. I've learned how to take care of my body now, getting older and older, and it's more about injury prevention and not necessarily about pounding the weights and sprinting, all that stuff. It's more about the small things that I can do to just get better each and every day.
What is sort of the stuff that you do from a preventative standpoint?
I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it just starts all at the feet. I'm doing a lot of arch support, arch strengthening, and if my arch is good, then the rest of my body is good. It's weird.
Well, that's interesting, and it's good. You find that stuff out as the more that you go into your career, so that gives you that little edge, right?
Yeah, it definitely gives me that little edge, a little more balance as well too.
In terms of Anthony Campanile, what's it been like getting used to his scheme and what he asks out of you?
He doesn't ask too much. He just asks you to be physical. He asks you to fire off the ball. He asks you, just be in the right places. Because at the end of the day, the defense is all schemed us for us all to only have one gap for us to make plays. So, it's been a great transition. I like his energy. I like what he stands for, and I'm excited to play for him this year.
What improvement have you seen out of Josh Hines-Allen since, obviously, you guys were teammates?
Josh gets better each and every year. We already know that. Him obviously being one of the best pass rushers in the league, but he's also stepped up his game when it comes to a run defense as well too. He gets, he's countless times in the backfield. So it's just so great to see him, grow. I've seen him from rookie year all the way to now, just seeing what kind of player he's become.
For football novices like us, what makes Liam Cohen's scheme a challenge from a defensive perspective?
We're gonna run the ball for sure. And you never know when the pass is coming, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of play-action passes, a lot of things that kind of get the defense back on their heels and then attacking, and then right when you attack, he throws it right over your head. So, that definitely throws a lot of different looks at it, at us, so excited to see what they can do.
What stands out about Carolina offensively in terms of the ground game with Hubbard and the guys that they have?
It's like that with everybody in the league. You stop the run. You got to stop the run. That's the number one thing. And, everything else kind of opens up after that. So our base plan is to stop the run, and then get after the passer.
And Bryce Young is a guy mobile, likes to move, try and extend plays as a pass rusher. What's that like, trying to have that controlled, but, not let him get outside, that kind of stuff?
You got to rush with hands. If you don't beat him immediately, beat the guy in front of you immediately, you have to rush with hands. You got to be able to be available. So whenever he does step up or he's able to get out, you just got to be available.
What will that moment be like for you if you get a sack Sunday and have the fans, chanting smooth?
It's going to feel so good. It's going to be heartwarming to be back. And, I'm definitely going to be celebrating and going crazy in Duval for sure.
DeJuan Smoot, it's great to have you back. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Really appreciate DeJuan Smoot's time in the locker room this week. Foye Oluokun as well. And you've got high expectations for both those guys.
And just like he said, man, when he gets that sack, my heart is going to be so filled with everybody in there say, Smooth!
That was good. Give us a Duval.
Oh, my bad. It's 8:50. And we ain't even actually. Let's save it to 9:04.
Okay, all right. I like it. Yeah. Let's get. So let's talk about the division today. Really intriguing games in the AFC South. Beyond this one, I tell you one that I'm really excited to watch. It's right after the Jaguars game. Houston at the Rams in LA. That's a big challenge for the Texans right out of the gate. What do you think happens there? You think Houston can get it done, or do you like McVay's boys to take down the Texans?
It's a huge challenge for the boys, and I like McVay, man, because he's such a great coach. Remember, there was a year that we were like they lost everything, and McVay coached those boys up well, and I'm rooting against those boys so hard, them Texans, man, because I believe they're the only ones that stand in our way. We're going to sweep the Titans. We're going to sweep the Colts. And, those Texans, man.
Yeah, I would agree. I like the Rams today. It should be a great defensive game because with Stafford, he hasn't worked a lot. Now, he's obviously a veteran, but he's been dealing with the back. So you wonder cohesiveness on that side of the ball for the Rams, despite obviously brilliant coaching. And Houston's got an unbelievable defense. So, I think it could be the first of 17 wins the game, because then you look at Houston's offense. The offensive line was terrible last year. It looks like it could be terrible again. And they're dealing with some injuries. Christian Kirk won't play today. We know about Tank Dell being out. So Nico Collins is a great player, but they also don't have Joe Mixon at running back.
They don't have Mechie anymore.
They don't have Mechie. So that Houston offense could be kind of suspect.
As the kids would say, a little shaky.
Yeah.
A little shaky.
Absolutely. Let's get it to that Colts game. Dolphins at Colts. This really feels like a crossroads game for both these teams, because this is one where if you win, you feel kind of good about yourself. Maybe, okay, don't write us off yet. If you lose this one, because both these teams seem to be kind of really teetering on, are they contenders or are they pretenders? And I think most people view it as it's two pretenders. So if you lose this game, I think, boy, it's difficult to overcome that.
Definitely, it seems like a crossroads game for each team. And, because each team has been dealing with their own issues. Oh, man, the Dolphins, their offseason was crazy with what was going on with all their players in the locker room. And then just the Colts, man, their quarterback situation is just crazy. So I think there's a slight edge to the Dolphins. And, of course, I'm rooting for the Dolphins if they're playing the Colts.
And then do you give the Titans any chance in Denver today?
Man, no.
Yeah.
Man, no.
That's that. I mean, I'll give Cam Ward a lot of credit because I think he's done a nice job kind of becoming a leader there. And, we saw him kind of get in a fight with Jeffrey Simmons. It was good stuff to see.
Yes.
But, boy, this is a big challenge going up against Surtain and that monster Broncos defense in Mile High. First game, so wouldn't have a lot of expectations there. And in Denver with Sean Payton and Bo Nix, offensively they've become a force. So I would think Denver pretty comfortable today.
Absolutely. Bo Nix and Sean Payton has been cooking. Bo Nix is getting more comfortable, and let's not forget their Defensive Player of the Year and Patrick Surtain Jr., who's a stud. They just extended one of their defensive ends.
Yeah, Benito.
Their defense is stacked, and their offense is rallying behind Bo Nix.
So there's a chance by Sunday Night Football starting tonight that the Jaguars are in sole possession of first place. If they can beat the Panthers, the other three look like absolutely could be losers today, and so
talk that talk, Hayes.
Here we go.
Talk that talk, Hayes.
That's right. So good stuff. We'll see how it goes today in the AFC South. I agree with you. The Texans, I think, are the only team that really stand in the way of the Jaguars. So hopefully Liam Cohen and they can make a push for a division title and a home playoff game. That would be wonderful for us here in Jacksonville. When we come back on the Kickoff Show, we're going to get it to our keys to the game. Lots of storylines on both sides heading into Jaguars-Panthers. We will give you all of that when we come back. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Money Pages brings you the Red Zone featured player of the week. Number 1, Jaguars running back Travis Etienne Jr. Travis played college ball for the Clemson Tigers and was drafted by the Jags in the first round in 2021. Pick up this week's Jags game program with a commemorative ticket of Travis Etienne inside. Download the Money Pages app for weekly specials. Money Pages, official sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Jacksonville.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
It's the blog players put their pads on for.
So we got to bring my thoughts and observations on our home team. That's what I share with you every week on my blog.
Roland Reach Plumbing brings you Hayes Blog on 1010XL.com.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at everbank.com/London.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL, home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Brian Wall here.
Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood. What is a gemologist?
Frank, that's a good question because gemologist is a generic title that can be used by anyone, whether they have any gemological training or not. There's also a graduate gemologist, which is somebody that's taken the gemology courses of the Gemological Institute of America and received a diploma. Then there's a certified gemologist of the American Gem Society. They've received the graduate gemologist diploma, have worked in the jewelry business for a minimum of 3 years, and are tested by examination once a year to re-win the certified gemologist title. There's one other aspect that certified gemologists have that others might or might not have, and that's the accredited gemological equipment to be able to make the right grading calls on diamonds and other gemstones. At Underwood's, we have an American Gem Society accredited gem laboratory that our certified gemologists work in, assuring you the quality and value you deserve.
That's Underwood's, Florida's longest-standing member of the American Gem Society in San Marco, Avondale, the Shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the keys to the game. Brought to you by Instant Keys, fast, professional, honest locksmith service.
Lots to get to today with the keys to the game as we look at Jaguars, Panthers. We're going to start with, for me, the first one. I'm going to go with these Carolina receivers. Lots of size, lots of length. They draft Tedero McMillan in the first round in the top 10. He's like 6'4", great length, massive catch radius. And that goes with Xavier Legette, who's a very physical player and really can present some problems as well. So two young receivers, but receivers that do have length and the kind of size that can give defensive backs trouble. Liam Cohen was asked about that earlier this week.
We've got to be able to make it harder on them with changing the picture because they are younger and try to give them different looks potentially. And so not everything they're seeing is exactly what they are expecting to get at times. And also, doing a good job within our zones, getting hands-on reroutes, things like that. I mean, when they're bigger dudes, you worry about at the catch point at times, like because of the size in the frame. So we've got to do a great job playing through their hands when we are at the point of attack, playing through our hands, playing with great technique. But those guys probably have to take that a little bit personal in the DB room.
I loved how Liam wrapped up that comment. They've got to take it personal. And again, I think Jordan Lewis helps lead the cause on that. He's been outstanding throughout training camp, the free agent addition from Dallas. And obviously Tyson Campbell has size, and we're looking forward to seeing what Travis Hunter presents at corner today and the time he gets there. And Jarian Jones can play physical. And he'll certainly take it personally. So I think that's a big key. You can't allow these guys to be catching jump balls down the field because I think they will struggle to move the ball just, with the routine stuff that Carolina has in their playbook. Let's get it to takeaways is another key. This was something E.T. alluded to earlier in the show. This defense was just unable to do it last year. The team had 9. One came off of special teams. So the defense only had 8 takeaways last year, one of the more historically low numbers that we have seen. that is going to be a massive factor today. Bryce Young did play better at the end of last year, but he threw 9 picks and limited work because he was benched for about half the year. So I think getting takeaways today for that defense, and that's one of those things that I do believe it's contagious. That's something that if you can get going in week 1, get a couple takeaways, I think that does carry over. Another thing is just Liam Cohen's talked about situational masters. That has been an albatross for Trevor Lawrence. His instincts are not particularly sharp. He's still a young man, and certainly that is something that you can grow into as a quarterback. But being situationally aware, I think, will be a big key today and this season for the Jaguars. This was Trevor Lawrence talking about that part of the team's identity on Wednesday.
We're a tough, physical team. It's something we're going to pride ourselves on. I think being situationally really smart, that's such a big part of this game. And in this league, games come down to one score more often than they don't. So the situations are huge. And that'll win and lose you a lot of games. And then just detail-oriented group that's really the small things matter so much. And I think that's something that this staff has done an awesome job of preaching to us, and it's been coached really hard every day. How important those details are, the communication, is something we've gotten a lot better at. But like I said, you want to see it all come together on Sunday when the bullets are flying and see us do that for a full game.
Great stuff there from Trevor Lawrence. E.T., it is 9:04. The floor is yours.
Speaking of situational awareness,
Well done. Well done. We are ready. We talked about it throughout the offseason. Let's get to another key of the game, offensive line communication. And just in general, what are your expectations for that kind of revamped group along the offensive line?
They're revamped, but they're not clueless. They all played the game at this level, and so they're familiar with the situation. And like I said, the NFL threw us an alley-oop when they put the Panthers on our game as the first game of the season. So go ahead, get your feet wet, communicate, because y'all are veterans. Y'all aren't new to this, and we'll see where it goes from there.
I thought it was really interesting that center Robert Hainsey was named a captain, free agent addition from Tampa Bay, because, again, I mean, he only started one game last year in Tampa Bay. He lost his job to a highly selected rookie, but he was with Liam Cohen, and Cohen liked him, so the Jaguars signed him. And then he's really made a big difference, not just in his performance, but also obviously is a galvanizing force in that room. Liam Cohen was asked about the offensive line communication on Friday.
I know a bunch of them got together on Tuesday on the off day with Trevor and watched a bunch of tape together and communicated their thoughts together in terms of whether it's the run game or the blitz protections. They've, every time in practice where they're not up, they're usually overdoing a protection walkthrough or a run game walkthrough. And, a lot of guys are able to kind of hang out when they're not in. And the O-line never has that opportunity. So I've been pleased with their effort. I've been pleased with their commitment to trying to get this thing right. Obviously, we got to go perform on Sunday and prove it. But I have been pleased with their, level of commitment and preparation.
I'll give Ezra Cleveland a lot of credit, E.T., because I thought he was going to lose his job to Wyatt Milam. And even before Milam's injury, it was clear that was not going to be the case, that Ezra Cleveland had really taken it to heart, the competition, and had come back with more of a fire to his game. So that was really interesting. But I am concerned about the tackles. Walker Little, Anton Harrison. I just don't know if the fire is there with either guy. They're talented. Obviously, Harrison was a first-round pick. Little was a second-round pick. But to me, that's a big question mark today.
A huge question mark, and I'm also concerned about the tackles. But luckily, Trevor has been working on his footwork. And I think that's going to be key, not just this game, but this year. And that's going to help make the offensive line look good. Getting rid of the ball, his footwork, dancing around the pocket, getting him out, and taking off if he has to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've talked about several keys to the game. This is the final one, and it might be the most important one. Handle adversity, which they could not do the last 2 years.
The very first game last year.
Yeah, you can't allow an ETN fumble to crumble your season like they did, and it's coming. These guys get paid too on the other sideline. They're going to make good plays. You're going to get in some tough spots in a game. You've got to respond to that. I know that's something that Liam Cohen and this staff, Tony Baselli, they're very aware of, that they've got to change that above all else. The wilting and adversity, that's something you can't really practice. It's just got to come. But to me, that is a huge key, because we know there'll be a moment or more in this game where something good happens for the Panthers. You can't let it derail you on the next play.
When it comes to NFL, these players, everybody has the physical ability. Everybody matches up. That man right across from you has that same physical ability as you do. But mentally, who's stronger? And last year's team wasn't all that mental. We lost how many one-score games?
It's ridiculous.
That's a mental thing. So, let's see how mentally strong we can overcome adversity.
Absolutely. Great stuff. When we come back on the Kickoff Show, we're going to go behind enemy lines. ESPN's Panthers beat writer David Newton, kind enough to give us a few minutes. We'll look forward to getting the Panthers side of this game. You're listening to the Kickoff Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL brings the swamp to the First Coast.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Gator football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football, 1010XL.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here. And do you consider yourself a bourbon connoisseur? Well, at Twin Peaks, we're proud to offer exclusive and extensive collection of some incredibly rare bourbons, whiskeys, tequilas, and some. Plus, check out our barrel selects that are handpicked by our team and bottled just for you. Supply is limited, so come wet your whistle and check them out on Atlantic and Kernan to see what they're pouring up for you. Twin Peaks. Eat, drink, scenic views. Cheers. Come on, somebody.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, let's talk about diamond cutting. How is a diamond price affected by the way it is cut?
Frank, that's probably the most important question asked about diamonds, because the trade-off between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one that's not is the diamond's carat weight. You see, diamond cutters buy rough diamonds based on quality and weight. So as they cut the rough diamond, everything cut away affects profits. However, there's specific known cutting parameters, and each deviation from these means they have a heavier, less beautiful diamond. Unfortunately, a customer can't detect all those cutting imperfections. They need expert help about a diamond's cut grade. You see, for any round diamond of a particular color, clarity, and carat weight, there are as many as 10 different prices that can vary by as much as 50%. At Underwoods, we look specifically at how a diamond's cut before we look at anything else, because it's the most important factor when it comes to a diamond's beauty, and to us, whether it should carry the Underwood name or not.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
Here's a new story written every Friday night in every hometown in America.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost.
Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hey, it's Joe C. Summer in Jacksonville means the sun is hot, the grills are fired up, and your water heater probably full of sludge.
Nah, not mine.
Think, when was the last time you flushed your water heater out? It's okay, you can say it.
Probably never.
Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan.
They sure don't make them like they used to.
So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059 or at plumberandjacks.com. Roland Reese Plumbing.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now let's go behind enemy lines. Behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Welcome back to the Kickoff Show. Hayes Carline here. We are pleased to be joined with ESPN Panthers beat writer David Newton, kind enough to give us some time here as we kick off Week 1. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here. Appreciate the humidity, too.
Yeah, it's a little sticky this morning, but really appreciate your time. Let's just talk about the optimism in Carolina. 5-win season last year, but what is the level of excitement and in belief as they go into year 2 under Dave Canales?
The belief is that they've got a pretty good foundation to be competitive. Whether they have the depth to really make a run to the playoffs is a big question, because if you get a key player hurt or so, like they did last year when they lost Derek Brown in their opening game, that just decimated their run defense. And so they feel like Bryce Young turned the corner towards the end of last season. So if he can pick up where he left out last year, then I think that they believe that, they can at least make a run at that, 6 to 8-9 win category, which in the NFC South probably gives them a chance.
And, David, I would imagine that they're feeling pretty good about this Week 1 matchup, going against a team, it's on the road, but a team that won fewer games than the Panthers did last year.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I really don't have a great feel about which team to even think has the edge right here, right now. The Panthers it looks like they'll be without their starting left tackle, which would make it a little more interesting because you got some good edge rushers at Jacksonville. But overall, it's one of those games where you just I think it comes down to which one of the quarterbacks, which I think is a pivotal year for both of the quarterbacks, gets hot.
Yeah, without a doubt. What kind of camp did you feel like Bryce Young had?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Sure.
Still breaking up.
Yeah, no problem. In terms of Bryce Young, what kind of training camp did you feel like he had?
Yeah, I felt like he was solid. They keep talking about his leadership every time you ask him about how he played. But I think he's doing all the right things. And, again, he looks like the same quarterback that finished last year winning, 2 of the last 3 games. So he looks strong from that standpoint. The depth at receiver, even though they traded Adam Thielen and lost James Coker for at least the first 4 games, appears to be better. I really think that their first-round pick, McMillan, is going to be a really solid number 1 receiver that he never really had last year. I know Thielen kind of was that, but McMillan seems to be the real deal, and I think that's going to be a key matchup to watch, just to see the connection those two have.
Absolutely. ESPN Panthers beat writer David Newton joining us. Let's talk about the other receivers. Xavier Legette, another physical guy. Is he starting to figure things out in year 2?
Yeah, I mean, his biggest issue last year was not getting open. It was just dropping the ball. I think he was ranked in the top 3 among drops last year, and at least two of them probably cost him a chance to win, including one against Philadelphia Eagles late in the season. He was, ball right in his hand, right at going into the end zone, and he just let it slide through and hit the ground. So he seems to be kind of inspired by trying to catch the ball more with his hands and his arms that he was trying to do last year. And I think he's inspired a little bit about having McMillan opposite him, because it's kind of lit a fire to, hey, maybe I'm the number one receiver because they went after another number one receiver, but I can at least show them that I'm like co-number one or something like that, or at least close. So I think from that standpoint, they're pretty good. I think that Hunter Renfrow, who they had to re-sign, who they really liked, he showed a lot of strong play early in camp, but then had a hamstring and then backed off a little bit. I think they feel like he can kind of fill that role that Adam Thielen had. So, again, I think receiver-wise, that's probably been their deepest spot during all the training camp and preseason. Again, losing Coker was really significant, I think, from the standpoint that cost them some depth, because he was a guy that had a really good chemistry with Bryce, and we'll see how that works out, not having him the first 4 or 5 games. But, yeah, otherwise I think they're pretty good there, and they got the entire line back, even though the left tackle probably won't play. So they feel good about the protection, the running game they like with Chuba Hubbard. They feel offensively they've got all the tools to be really competitive, no matter how this rebuilt defense is going to handle things.
Yeah, what makes Chuba such a dynamic back in this league?
I don't know if dynamic is the word I would use, but he's just a steady guy. I mean, he's a guy that he hits the hole really well. He's not a fancy guy, doesn't have a lot of great moves, but he's always in the right place, and just steady is the word I would use for him. I mean, they want to have that power running game, and he's really fits that style really well.
And then on the defensive side, you mentioned getting Derek Brown back. How vital is that to the Panthers turning around what was a tough year last year defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think he set a record for the defensive lineman making tackles the year before last, and not having him after the opener was just devastating. Again, I'll go back to the depth thing. They didn't have much depth last year. They've got better depth this year, but when he went out last year, and the guys that they put in there to replace him, they didn't have anybody who could really be sound in there against a run, and their nose tackle was not really effective, so they moved on from him. I mean, they'll have probably 6 or so new starters out there today on defense. So it'll be interesting to watch to see how long it takes for them to gel. I think a key player could be DJ Wanham. I mean, he didn't get to play till midway through the season last year, and he did well once he got in there. But it's a big difference when you can come out there and start right off the bat after you've gone through a complete off season and training camp, and he didn't have that last year. So I think that'll help. And they've got some young pass rushers they drafted too. So I really think this defense is going to be better. I just don't know how much better. I mean, you're worse than the league by far last year. And if they can get to where they're like a top 22 defense, I think that gives this team offensively a chance to be competitive every week.
A couple more here with ESPN Panthers beat writer David Newton, who's kind enough to take some time for us this morning. David, in terms of looking at the Panthers secondary, how have they revamped it, and what are your expectations for that unit?
Well, that's one of the keys. I mean, their corners, they should be good with, you got Pro Bowler J.C. Horn, you got Michael Jackson opposite him. Depth, again, is a concern there if one of those guys has to go out, or they don't get much rest. So that's a little bit of a concern. The safety, they've added some guys there, so I think that they've probably upgraded a little bit, but they had some veterans back there last year that weren't bad. But so I think the secondary is going to be probably as good as the pass rush is, because if they don't get pressure, I mean, it doesn't matter how good you are back there. If you don't get pressure on the quarterback, quarterbacks in the league today are going to find a way to pick you apart.
What do you think is the most concerning thing for Carolina in terms of the Jaguars? What have they talked the most about in terms of what they feel like is their biggest challenge today that the Jaguars will present?
I think it's not necessarily the Jaguars. It's them playing within themselves and playing the physical style that Dave Canales wants this defense to be. And I think that's where most eyes will be. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that on the Jaguars that just particularly like. I know they got to deal with Travis Hunter and what he's going to do and all, but there's nobody out there that is like a matchup issue for them that they really are worried about. I think it's more them playing their style and their game and trying to just find an identity out there and, develop that right from the get-go instead of letting it take half a season as it's done the last year.
Absolutely. David, we'll get you out on this. Give us your thought on how you think this game will go today and how can our audience find your work?
I think I said earlier, I really don't have a feel for how it's going to go because we just don't know much about these teams. The Panthers were 0-3 in the preseason. You didn't see the starters in a lot of the games. We saw them in practice, but that's against themselves for the most part. So I actually think that Trevor Lawrence is going to have a pretty good day today. It's going to be interesting. I think a lot of it's going to come down to whether the Panthers can find a way to put a little pressure on him with their new pass rushing group. So if I had to pick a winner, I'd probably say Jacksonville, but a close game. But again, I think these young quarterbacks is going to be key for not just today, but just how well either one of these teams does all season.
Absolutely. Great stuff. Well, David, we certainly appreciate your time. Again, David Newton, you can find him on ESPN.com. Panthers beat writer, does an outstanding job, and we certainly appreciate your time. David, enjoy the game. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back on the Kickoff Show, lots to get to. We're going to be joined by our friends from Brackish Vodka. That's always fun. We're going to do our toast of the game. We will give you our final thoughts and our picks, and we'll go back into the Jaguars locker room on the offensive side. Had a chance to catch up with Jaguars receiver Brian Thomas Jr. and Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange earlier this week. All that coming up on the Kickoff Show from Tailgaters. You're listening to 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game? When Miles Jack wasn't down, you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E, Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway Sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at everbank.com/London.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
He caught the game winner from Danny Warfel and never looked back. Former Gator Chris Doring joins Dan and Jeff on The Drill Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 1010XL. Protected by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. Clogged drains happen when grease, soap, hair, and debris build up over time. Even tree roots can invade your pipes. All this leads to the annoying water pooling in your sink or tub. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline has the tools and know-how to clear stubborn clogs and keep them from coming back. Don't ignore a slow drain. It could lead to bigger problems. Make the superior choice when your drains are clogged and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the brackish vodka toast of the game.
The spirit of the sportsman, for whatever your sport is.
We have been waiting a while for this moment. It's always great to be joined with Chad Mays from Tailgaters, Brackish Vodka. We always enjoy it. We've got ET here. It's a fun group. It's a fun group. Tell us about Brackish and tell us what's going on at Tailgaters today.
Well, Brackish is a locally made vodka. It's actually it's like one of the best vodkas. I think it's actually better than Tito's. They got a whole bunch of different flavors. Today we're going to feature the peach, which is good because we haven't done it on here yet.
Yeah, all right,
I like it. So we're going
new
with
vision.
It. Yeah,
we got a new vision for the football team.
Motion.
And we got a new vision for the booth. Love it.
Yeah, so we're going to do 1.5 ounce pour of peach. I've already done that a little bit. So
Don't be scared.
I'm not going to be scared at all, boy.
Yeah.
And then we're going to I already got the Sprite in there because the Sprite gun wouldn't reach all the way over here. And then we're going to top it with a little grenadine. Look at cow. There we go.
What do we call this?
We're going to call this one the Bridgie.
The Bridge?
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm going after all the girls, all the women that make this bar possible. So this one right here is special to me. So we're gonna call this one the Bridgie.
Okay,
that's fantastic. And people can come to Tailgaters today.
Come to Tailgaters all day and ask for the Bridgie, and we'll get you hooked up.
So people can come to Tailgaters if they don't have a ticket to get in the games and just post up and watch the games here.
Yeah, we've got everything. We got big power breezers for everybody. It's gonna be hot and humid out here today. So I mean, come in here. I got sausage. We got boiled peanuts. We got a virtual reality game going on over there.
That's food too.
I mean, man, it's
this
crazy.
Is a video game?
Yeah, baby.
And
Even a coffee station.
I might not make it to the stadium if you know
That's
what I'm saying.
the goal. We want y'all to come in here and hawk your tickets and then.
Yeah. well, gentlemen, I am eager. Let's pick up our drinks. Let's do a big toast to the Jaguars, to a 20-0, and let's knock it back.
It's two toasts I like. French toast and celebratory toast.
That's what I'm talking about, Hayes.
Whoa! Here we go.
Look at it. In the past,
the Carolina Panthers have a damn problem today.
Baby.
That's what we can tell you. But yeah, Chad, thank you so much. We'll certainly look forward
all
to
year
you
long.
joining us all year long. And boy, that was delicious. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Hold on.
If we get a win today, this one,
go get you a little bit more.
yeah,
dub.
this one will need to be in the rotation.
Yeah,
if we get a win today,
We're gonna
We
get
need
a
win
dub.
today.
We're gonna bring the Bridgie back.
Yeah,
that's a dub.
Great stuff,
All
man.
right,
Great
guys.
to see you. We'll look forward to the next
Y'all bring
time.
us a win home.
Absolutely. We will do our best. And we've got lots to get to still on the kickoff show here. We want to get it to the offensive side. We had a chance to catch up with Foye Oluwakan and DeJuan Smoot earlier in the show. Let's get it to a couple of the key offensive players, E.T. Let's start with Brian Thomas Jr. What a superstar and what a humble superstar.
Yes.
What do you think about him and the season he's going to have?
You use the word humble, and that's going to play a major role in this offense because that's him. He's the quiet storm because obviously Travis Hunter is going to take a lot of attention. Not intentionally, but some of it is. He's with all the dancing and stuff, and it takes away from Brian Hunter as far as the shine. But, hey, don't get it twisted. When 7 get on that field, he a problem.
Absolutely. He is a problem. Had a chance to catch up with Brian Thomas Jr. earlier in the week, and hope you enjoyed the interview. We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars receiver Brian Thomas Jr. here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How's everything going?
Everything's been good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Man, are you excited for Sunday? Finally, we're here, week 1.
Yes, sir. Super excited. Ready to get back going, get back into the season. I'm just super excited for football to be back.
How much fun is it to now have an opponent to break down?
It's super exciting just to be able to have a actual opponent you're going against this weekend. You're not just going against your teammates and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just super excited. It means real football is back.
What stands out about J.C. Horn? What makes him such a talented corner for Carolina?
I mean, he's super long and athletic. Super good corner. One of the top corners in the league. I mean, he got a great motor, and he just gets after it each and every play.
What's it like, working with Liam Cohen now that we're into a game week? What's sort of the difference in terms of the, focus and the intensity?
Everything's just more locked in. Everything's just more detailed. Just trying to get everybody focused and attention to detail. I would say that's like been the biggest thing. Getting the details down, packed, and just making sure everything is done right in the right way.
I saw Baker Mayfield threw 5 touchdowns in Tampa Bay's second meeting with Carolina last year. Is there anything that you can watch on film from Tampa going against Carolina last year with how Mike and guys like that were utilized, McMillan, that you can kind of pick up on?
Yeah, I definitely watched both of those games just to get an idea to see how Carolina play defense towards like our type of offense. So just little things like that, trying to pick up on defensive tendencies, how they line up and stuff like that. Just like little things like that, just try to give it an advantage because I know they'll be doing the same thing with us. So just trying to find ways to get an edge, find ways to get an advantage.
You've remained so humble despite becoming an NFL star. What's that process been like for you, and how do you maintain such a grounded personality?
I've been this way my whole life. My parents keep me very humble. And they always taught me to be humble. So, I've just been this way my whole life, and I'm not going to let little things just change it. So, that's just me. That's just my personality, very humble person. But at the end of the day, I know what I can do, and I have confidence in myself. So, yeah.
Can you feel that love from the fan base? Because you've obviously become one of the most popular players on the roster, and how much are you looking forward to getting out and hopefully making a big play in front of them on Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely do. And I can't wait to get out there at Everbank Stadium and make a play for our crowd, for our fans. I'm just super excited to be back in the bank and get things going.
And LSU beat Clemson.
Yeah, Trevor just walked in. Yeah.
Did you make him do anything? Did you guys make a little friendly wager at all?
Nah.
You're a good dude. That was a big win, though. They look good.
It was definitely a great game, big win for the real Tigers. It was definitely a great game. I feel like both sides of the ball played great. Everybody played great. I feel like it was a great game. Great win.
Brian, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
He was third in the NFL in receiving yards last year as a rookie with really a lot of obstacles in his way. He wasn't the focal point of the offense early in the season. Then he's working with the backup in Mac Jones for the latter part of the season. it didn't let him slow him down. And I know you've had a chance to interview Brian Thomas Jr. as well. Just what are your expectations for him this season and for his career as a Jaguar?
When getting to sit down with him, I was able to learn that he doesn't mind teaching. Although he is a leader, he's an excellent leader, but he's always learning as well. And that's what all these new experiences is showing him. I'm looking for another 1,000-yard season out of BTJ. I want 1,000 and at least 10 touchdowns.
I think it's certainly in play. Another young, talented player is Brenton Strange. He now steps into a very prominent role. He is going to be, in there with Evan Ingram now in Denver, but they're really excited about him. In fact, Liam Cohen earlier this week was asked about Brenton Strange and the versatility and what he brings to the offense, and it was really interesting hearing Liam talk about the skill set that Brenton has. And we don't necessarily think of like last year's Tampa Bay offense being overly tight end heavy, but Brenton kind of does it all around. He's a great blocker. The thing that I thought Liam really says in this clip that stood out to me is he's a violent runner. This was Liam Cohen earlier this week talking about Brenton Strange.
I think there's a pretty natural trust level between him and the quarterback, for sure. Him and Trevor have a good feel on some specific routes that they've had some success with over the course of the last 5 months or whatever it's been, 6 months. And so I think there's also a trust, I know, between Trevor that Brenton's going to be in the right place at the right time. The accountability piece, the play style, there's a lot of respect there mutually, I think. And when he's gotten opportunities, he's made plays and he's caught the ball, been aggressive with his hands. And I'm excited to see him with the ball in his hands in space a little. See how people have to go and tackle him because he is a violent runner when he does get the ball in his hands. So I'm excited to kind of see how he's able to help us on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Brenton Strange as well. E.T., as you evaluate Brenton Strange at this point in his career, what do you think is a fair expectation for him?
Well, based off of what Liam said and what you said about him being a violent runner, but also it says he wants to see him in open space. So that means Coach Cohen is going to draw up some plays so that my boy could get in some open space. Now, they're saying that he could be one of the best tight ends in the league, but obviously a Jaguar player said it. However, he's going to get a chance to be featured in offense. There will be some games where Brenton Strange leads the team in receptions or yards, and I'm fine with that. The stage is yours, big fella.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a chance to catch up with Brenton Strange on Friday, and here's that interview.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to see you as well.
Everything going your way? Enjoying everything and getting ready for week one?
Yeah, man, it's finally here. So I'm excited. All the work that we've been putting in over the offseason, collectively and individually, it's here. So it's time to go and just let it loose and let that show.
Liam was saying that you've really developed a great trust with the quarterbacks. Walk us through that progression, Brenton. How has it gone for you?
I think it's always been a good relationship with the quarterbacks since I've gotten here, really, even though I wasn't the starting guy when I first got here, but it's always been a great relationship. It's just continuing to come out here every single day, and whenever there's a chance that he throws the ball to me, it's just making that play for him and continuing to gain that trust and sitting down and having the extra meeting time and just spending that extra time together and really building that chemistry and just at the end of the day going out there and playing ball, having fun.
Liam said you're a violent runner. He loves that about you after the catch. Has that always been an element of your game?
Most definitely. I think that's one of the best aspects of my game is just run after catch. I feel like no one can tackle me, honestly. That's my mindset every single time I catch the ball. And if somebody does happen to tackle me, it's +2 on contact. So I always thought that way, and I'm just aggressive, violent everywhere.
In terms of the training camp, what kind of strides do you feel like you made over this last month getting ready for week one in the regular season?
I think really becoming comfortable with the system and kind of knowing the details of everything and just, again, the chemistry with the quarterback and the chemistry with my teammates and just trying to come out here every day and be a reliable teammate for the rest of the guys on the team.
Are there any defensive guys in the locker room that you kind of pick their brain, like Foye or anybody, in terms of getting their kind of perspective on your game?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on the defense I have a lot of respect for. Play a lot of good ball. Foye is definitely one of those. I think that the whole secondary, Eric Murray coming in, he's super vet. Just anytime something happens, seeing his thought process on things and going from there, yeah.
It looked like Trevor was getting some work after practice today, which has been a consistent. Have you seen an elevation in terms of focus and intensity from the franchise quarterback this week?
Yeah, I think Trevor's just got to go out there and be Trevor. Everybody knows what Trevor's capable of, and I think he just got to go out there and let it loose like the rest of us, no different from the rest of us. So Trevor's a great player, and I'm excited to see what he does this year, and along with everybody else.
What stands out about the Panthers scheme in terms of what they like to do?
I think that they do a lot of great things on defense. They have some great players in the back end. There's a guy who played at Penn State, Nick Scott, plays safety. They picked up a safety from the Raiders, I believe. Played him last year. He's a great player, so I'm excited to go out there and just play ball.
How cool has it been seeing Parker, speaking of Penn State, seeing Parker Washington have the training camp that he's had?
It's really fun, I feed off of that. When Parker goes out there and Parker makes plays, I feed off of that. Hopefully when I go out there and I make plays, he feeds off of it. I'm just very appreciative of Parker, and I'm blessed to just be in the locker room with him, coming in and all the way until now. So it's amazing.
Brenton Strange, thank you so much for your time. Certainly best of luck to you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate Brenton, and I think he's going to have a chance. Look, you've got so many weapons that you have to cover. If you're Carolina today and every opponent moving forward, if the Jaguars can stay healthy, you've got Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, De'Ami Brown, Parker Washington, who had one of the strongest training camps of anybody on the roster. Obviously, the running backs can help in the receiving game as well. So a lot of weapons. Brenton Strange probably isn't going to be the focus of opponents, so he's going to have the opportunity to make some plays and showcase that violent tendency as a runner.
And I think we'll see that. Like I said, the platform is going to be given to him. There will be games where he leads the team in score or in receptions and yards. Like I said, the floor is yours.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how it all comes together as we wrap up our edition and get ready to hand it off to the Publix Tailgate Show with Brian Sexton, Austin Lane, JP Shadrick, and Mike Dempsey. Let's sort of do a recap now. Let's start with Trevor Lawrence. Expectations for today. How does Liam Cohen go about getting him comfortable, in your opinion, and getting him in rhythm?
I believe Trevor. That footwork is going to show with Trevor, what they've been working on with Liam. I think Liam understands the game. He's been around it, but now it's going to be his platform to show what he's learned, and that's going to be very important. I think he's going to set the tone early. I think we're going to get some deep balls, and we'll definitely see a different offense from what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I'm really excited as well. And again, look at the matchup that the Jaguars have today. Yes, the Panthers have had an off season to fix things, but they are coming off a year in which they were historically bad on the defensive side of the ball, allowing over 3,000 rushing yards last season, allowing a 5.2 yards per carry average as a defense. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Ooh. I mean, that's something expansion teams don't do.
Right.
I mean, 5.2 yards every time your opponent touches the ball.
That's a first down every second play.
It's unbelievable. And in 24 touchdowns on the ground, and they weren't much better in terms of defending the pass. They allowed over 4,000 passing yards, 35 more scores through the air. They gave up at least 30 points 10 times and gave up at least 36 points 6 or more times. And the thing that I keep going back to, ET, is Liam Cohen is offensive coordinator of the Bucs last year. Again, Todd Bowles is a defensive mind. So it's not like Liam Cohen was the offensive coordinator, but the head coach was really running the show offensively. I think we can make a direct line in terms of Liam Cohen having success as the play caller, the OC in Tampa Bay, and dominating the Panthers in 2 matchups. Again, in the first meeting, they didn't meet until late in the season, like week 13. But in the first meeting, they run for like 250 yards. They really overcome kind of what a rare off day last year from Baker Mayfield. And then in the second meeting, everything worked. They score 48 points. They run for over 200 yards. Mayfield throws 5 touchdowns, no picks. They're 10 of 14 on third down. I mean, I think I get it. And Liam's now here. He's the head coach. But he's still the play caller, and thank God we know who the play caller is. That's no longer a state secret.
It's not a mystery.
Yeah, but I think you can draw a line from success as an OC in Tampa Bay against this team, and then in week 1 the next year as a head coach having a similar, I don't know that it'll be to that level, but having similar success.
I got to agree with you, Hayes. There's a direct correlation from end of the season success, and then now you're the head coach. You're going to ride the wave, that momentum. That's why they always say, that we finished the season strong last year. It'll carry on to the next. And I think this is that same situation. The players are going to rally against them. No better way than to set the tone by coming out and winning, man.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about this running back group, too, because Liam said a couple weeks ago, well, we're only going to have 3 up, so we got to figure that out. And it kind of led to a lot of debate. It's like, well, between Etienne, Bigsby, Tootin, and LaQuint Allen, which guy do you sit? Because it all looks like they've had really good camps. And then Liam Cohen sort of started to evolve in that thinking. This week he kind of left the door open that maybe all 4 backs would be active. I hope that they are. We'll find that out officially at 11:30, 90 minutes before kick. But if all 4 backs are active, how do you think the breakdown's going to go in terms of touches? Because to me, that's one of the biggest mysteries that this team has going into this game. They're all good problems, but I will be very intrigued by how the touches get distributed.
I'm intrigued too, but I think it's there. Etienne, Bigsby, Tootin, Allen. I think it'll be in that order, but with those opportunities, everybody's going to get a chance to establish where they want to be on that depth chart.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, because I think the run game is going to be a big priority today. Again, get Trevor Lawrence comfortable. Let him know that the foundation has been set. The Jaguars are 24th in rushing in the NFL since Trevor Lawrence was drafted. It just hasn't been good enough on the ground, and you've asked way too much of a young quarterback to carry you without a ground game. I go back to the Chargers. Look at what Jim Harbaugh did when he got there. The Chargers had Justin Herbert, this really talented quarterback. They hadn't really achieved any kind of team success. And Harbaugh said, you know what? Yes, it's great that we have Justin Herbert, and I have a lot of faith in him. But we need to build up the offensive line. We need to build up the ground game. That's got to be the focal point of our attack, and then we'll build off the passing game. But Justin's got to feel comfortable with the ground game, and now you see the results. They got him comfortable in the first half of last season. Second half of season, they started to ask more out of Herbert in the passing game, and he delivered. And then what a performance Friday night against the Chiefs.
Ooh.
I mean, he looked like an MVP.
Over 300 and 3 touchdowns,
yeah,
right?
and running the ball really well.
And
good
they beat
decisions.
Kansas City.
Yeah, because he got comfortable.
Yes, yeah.
So I think the ground game's a big part of this for Liam Cohen to get Trevor Lawrence in a position where he feels like, okay, I now have some help that I can count on. I think it's a big key today. Do want to talk about Travis Hunter before we get out of here. E.T., give us a final thought. Travis Hunter, how do you think he will be utilized today, and how effective do you think he can be?
I think Travis Hunter is going to lead the team in targets, but by a small margin. I think he's going to lead the team in targets, and I think we will see him on the defensive side, man. I think it's going to be a great debut. It may not be the expectation that the outcome that we expect, because, I mean, I want 2 touchdowns and an interception. But, I mean, I see Travis with about 75 yards receiving and, pass defense maybe.
I think it's going to – I'm looking forward to the buzz in the stadium. Mm-hmm. Let's assume the Jaguars win the toss and take the ball. So Travis is out there on offense, and there will certainly be an electricity when he gets his first touch. But then I think when whatever side he enters second, I mean, I think you're going to know. I think it's going to be a massive. What's it going to be like, in your opinion?
Oh, my heart is going to be exhilarating. You know I'm going to be excited. Just like when he got drafted and I jumped in the pool with all my clothes on. I might do it again. Now, here's a question for you.
We'll have to get Jacob to video that.
Here's the question for you, Hayes. If it's the offensive starters that they're announcing, who's coming out last out the tunnel?
Ooh. I don't know. I can't wait to see. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get it to our picks. We've got a few minutes left on the kickoff show. Dylan, we're going to start with you. Great job running everything today with all the clips and interviews that you've been playing for us. We certainly appreciate that. Dylan Denmark, the floor is yours. What kind of game do you think we'll see today, and who do you have winning this game?
I see a close game. I don't know what to expect, but I think the Jaguars come out on top 23-20 over the Carolina Panthers.
23-20. I like it. John O'Leary has done a great job engineering us here at Tailgaters. We've had a wonderful time. The crowd is starting to fill in. There's a lot of great energy out here for the opener. John O'Leary, what kind of game do we see, and who wins?
This game opened at 2.5, minus 2.5 Jaguars. It's now minus 4.
Wow.
We have seen this game grow and grow and grow. I think 4 still isn't enough. I think this is a 2-score Jaguars win. And honestly, Duval's going to have a great day today. Enter the Liam Cohen era, 1-0. Let's party, Duval.
I love it. I love it. E.T., it's your turn. Give us your MVP for the game. Give us a score for the game, how you think the game is going to go, and let fans know where they're going to be able to find you as you rumble all around this great area.
Well, I mean, y'all just going to have to catch me where you can because I'm going to be moving around. Now, I'm a little hobbled, but I'm going to still figure it out. I'm going to get around, so catch me if you can. MVP of the game, simple. The trenches.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the offensive line.
Okay.
Because I think Trevor's going to have a great game because he's going to be clean. We're going to see that footwork. We're going to see, I've been talking about this footwork that Trevor's been working on. I'm going to give it to the offensive line as far as the MVP. And as far as the overall team win, the Panthers are going to score a late touchdown only to lose 24-17 to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow, okay, all right. Yeah. A little bit of a backdoor cover there or a little bit of a maybe making it closer than the game was. I like that. I'm going to go I'm going to go Jaguars here. I like the Jaguars. I think it'll be a competitive game. First game jitters, so I don't think the offense will be quite as crisp as they start to build, but I still think a really good day. Carolina defensively still really shaky. I've got the Jaguars 27, Panthers 23. Great stuff. ET, man, this was fantastic. Look forward to doing it all season. John, thank you so much. Dylan, great job. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Frank Frangie for joining us. Thank you to ESPN Carolina's beat writer David Newton for joining us. That's going to do it for us. The Publix Tailgate Show is up next. Brian Sexton, Austin Lane, JP Shadrick, and Mike Dempsey. That's going to do it for us. Enjoy the game.
Childhood cancer does not discriminate, and 40